I love my Nintendo Switch, but I don't own that many games on it. This is because the majority of Switch games come with quite a high price tag, especially the exclusives like Mario and Zelda, which really hold their value. But is it possible to buy good games on the Switch for less than £20? The answer is yes. So in today's video, I'm going to share some of my favourite games that you can pick up for under £20 on the Switch. I'd also love to hear what your favourite budget Switch games are too, so don't forget to leave a comment below. I hope this video helps inspire your next game purchase. Cinemora is one of those games that I get instantly addicted to. It's a side-scrolling shoot 'em up with tons of bullets flying everywhere. Most notably, this classic gameplay style is mixed with really gorgeous contemporary graphics. In the game, you fly an airplane, shoot enemies, slow down time and collect power-ups. There's no health bar as such, you just have to shoot as many enemies or damage one boss in the time allocated. If you get hit by bullets or rockets, time is deducted, but if you successfully destroy a target, you're awarded extra time. When the game over screen appears, I just want to try again and implement what I'd learnt about an enemy. It's also fun discovering what different secondary weapons do. I bought this brand new on eBay for £8.95, which I think is fantastic value as there's plenty of replayability in this game. This is definitely a game you should check out on the Switch. The next game I picked up for under £20 is Helmut, Badass from Hell. This is a twin-stick roguelike shooter where the levels and enemies are randomly generated, so no level is ever the same. Firstly, I love pixel art games, and this has really good aesthetics. Essentially, you play the game as a flying skull. You can take on various mutations which have various abilities. Some have long-range weapons, whilst others are short-range. For example, Stitch Monster has a hammer which can be thrown quite a long way. You can switch between mutations in the middle of a run, which is really useful, especially if they're low on health. There's also a shop where you can buy more health, protection or better weapons. Whilst you're dodging bullets, there's also coins, gems and new weapons to collect, but there is limited ammo on these. There's also challenge rooms which allow you to collect and unlock new mutations. All in all, I picked this game up brand new on Amazon for £13.75, and after a couple of goes I was hooked. It's a fast-paced dungeon run that I definitely recommend playing. Another game I picked up for under £20 is Yokus Island Express. This game for me is a bit of a hidden gem. It's instantly addictive and offers hours of fun. As the new postmaster for the island, you must deliver letters to various mailboxes dotted around this huge, beautiful island. Along the way, you'll meet new characters who you can run errands for. For example, there's a slug gardener whose tools you must retrieve. When you collect the tool, it allows you to vacuum up exploding slugs, fire them at rocks, so that you can then discover new parts to the island. This indie game offers an interesting take on pinball in the sense that you control flippers and your character, an ant, is permanently attached to a ball. However, this is more than just pinball. There's sections of exploration, there's a story, and you get to battle a boss. The game makes me feel so happy. I love collecting the fruits and then in turn using them to unlock flippers which blast you to new locations. This is a really polished game with upbeat music. I just feel so relaxed when I play it. I would really recommend this game. I picked it up brand new from Amazon for £14.50. As a long-time fan of the Trine series, I'm so excited to see that you can pick up a brand new copy of Trine IV on the Switch for £14.99 on Amazon. This is a really beautiful game that takes you on a magical journey through several dreamlike locations. You can play as Amadeus the Wizard, Pontius the Knight or Zoya the Thief. Each has their own unique set of abilities, which you can use to solve many of the fantastic puzzles that this game boasts. Amadeus can conjure boxes and move other objects. Pontius can smash through objects, use a shield to shelter from fireballs, or to reflect light and redirect beams. Zoya, on the other hand, can now make rope bridges to walk across. Although you can switch between characters to solve puzzles or to fight off enemies, my preferred character is Zoya, because I like shooting things with my bow and arrow. Oops, wrong game. The majority of this game is made up of puzzle solving. There's collectibles and the odd enemy to fight, which breaks up the gameplay. And if you're a completionist, there's replayability in the levels, as it's unlikely that you'll collect all the collectibles and pink bottles the first time around. Overall, Trine IV is a remarkably beautiful game set in a fairy tale world. I'd really recommend playing this puzzle platformer. Max and the Curse of the Brotherhood is another hidden gem I first discovered and completed on the Xbox Game Pass, so when I saw it on the Switch for £15 from CEX, I just had to add it to my collection. The game centres around Max, who is on a mission to rescue his younger brother, who he accidentally wishes away to the forces of evil. In a very sword in the stone-like moment, you unlock a magic marker that gives you various elemental abilities. This fun game mechanic lets you draw elements onto your surroundings. For example, you can draw earth where there's an orange highlight, create tree vines to swing on and climb up where there's a green highlight, plus you can even control water and fireballs. The game really shines when it comes to puzzle solving, and this is one of the reasons I enjoyed playing it so much. I found the whole concept and pen gameplay mechanic really interesting, and would really recommend it to others who enjoy puzzle platformers. Next up is Giana Sisters Twisted Dreams. This is the Ultimate Edition, and I picked it up brand new on Amazon for £9.95. It's safe to say that Giana Sisters has come a long way since it was originally born in the 80s. It's a game that at the time essentially copied the original Super Mario Bros. Game, but I'm now really pleased to see it's finally found its own identity. The graphics are excellent and the soundtrack is legendary. In the game you can switch between Giana's personalities as she strives to save her sister. On the one hand, her cute mode lets you dash through beautiful lush environments. Then, at the tap of a button, the world switches into a dark devilish one, where once friendly fluffy birds change into flying devils. There's also so many gems to collect too, which is great for the completionist. These appear and disappear depending on which mode you're in as well. Overall, this is a fantastic and challenging old school platformer that is fantastic value with 40 levels to beat. As a fan of the Trials series, I was really excited to get hold of the Trials Rising Gold Edition game for £12.99 brand new on Amazon. Trials Rising has got really interesting level designs. The levels aren't just based on bog standard courses with hills. You've got jumps, loop-the-loops, and the platforms change around you. Sometimes you'll think you're riding across a plank, and the next thing you know, it's flipped you across the screen. It's also so quick to restart levels when you're falling behind that gold medal position. This means it's another game that I get instantly addicted to. The environments are also interesting. One minute you could be on a construction site, and the next you could be riding through a Hollywood studio. Although the gas control is not as smooth as on other consoles, I really love that the portability of the Switch means that you can take this game with you and play it just about anywhere. Jelly Break is a family-friendly game that offers a good mix of puzzling, shooting and platforming. In the game you switch between being an orange jelly and a green jelly. Similarly to Death Squared, you can only go across platforms that match your character colour. If you're a green jelly and the platform is orange, you simply fall through. As you progress through the levels, you're given a variety of enemies to shoot with your snout, in twin stick shooter style. Some only require a couple of hits, whilst others need you to switch and smash their hard shells. Importantly though, this is a Switch game that can be played in local co-op mode, and this adds an extra dimension to the game. I picked this up brand new from Amazon for £12.90, and whilst it's a relatively short game, it's a good one to pick up and have a quick play on. Next up is Rad Rogers Radical Edition. This game is a 90s inspired side-scrolling platformer, but with modern graphics. In this game you play as a young boy who's obsessed with playing video games. One day his old school CRT TV opens up a portal and sucks him in. When Rad wakes up in this new world, he finds he's now got an extra pair of spring-loaded arms. This robot on his back is known as Dusty and is voiced by Duke Nukem voice actor John St. John. Radical! When you've got Duke Nukem in your game, you know there's going to be some crude humour, and this is the case with Rad Rogers. I did giggle a bit when I locked baby Duke Nukem and was able to play as him. A character that may offend some, but I loved it. Overall, Rad Rogers offers a lot of shooting with occasional puzzling. It's worth checking it out if you enjoy 90s games with Conker's Bad Fur Day style humour. I picked it up on Amazon for £10.15.
Yeah, piece of cake.
That's all for today's video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to the channel. See you next time.